Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine. Thanks to entire technical crew, Sonny Hirsch. Website, www.ntnm.org. Over 100,000 shows watched on the web. Thank you so much. It is just about election time, and early voting is already taking place in a number of locales. I want to introduce you to my personal favorite Democratic candidate in the 10th Congressional District, Elliot Richardson. Elliot, how you doing?
Avi, thanks for having me back. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, how is the campaign going?
The campaign is going absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We're building momentum every day. We're getting more volunteers. We're out all over the district, and we're feeling good. We're feeling very confident that our message is resonating and that folks are ready to bring a Democrat into the general election who can win this race for the first time in 30 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time over there.
It's been an awful long time. You know, we need a different sort of Democrat in the general election. That's what first prompted me to run. Yeah. After Dan lost the last time, Mr. Seals.
Right.
And, you know, I think we need somebody who's strong on Israel, somebody who understands fiscal responsibility, but also shares democratic values in there to take on what's ultimately going to be a moderate Republican.
Right. That's 100%, I think 100% correct. And, you know, you made me realize, I think Abner Mikva was the last Democrat to...
He was. He was the last Democrat to win.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think the problem is in the 10th District, you know, when you're consistently running folks who can't talk to small business owners, and you're consistently running folks who, you know, their message doesn't really resonate with the Jewish community, and they don't go up to Waukegan and talk to the folks up there, I think you're setting yourself up for failure. And I think that I can bring something different to the Democratic primary, and that's why I hope voters are going to get out there and get me in.
No, I hope so too. And as a matter of fact, I know exactly you're going to Waukegan directly after the stop.
I am. I'm going to Waukegan right after this. We're meeting with folks up there. I'm meeting with small business owners up there. You know, small business is an integral part of my campaign.
And I think that's important, and I really do like the, you know, the financially responsible part of your campaign, because there's a lot of Democratic candidates that just avoid that completely.
You know, I'm a small business owner, so for me, I understand the concept that you have to make more money than you spend. And we don't see government doing that, and then we wind up with a $12 trillion deficit. We got to do something about that, and we have to create jobs, and we can do that by providing relief for small businesses. And all that TARP money that was returned from the big banks, get that right out to small business owners. We need it. We employ people.
That's and the vast majority of people employed in America are by small businesses.
They are, and right now the cards are not stacked in favor of small business, Avi, and we need to change that. I've got a bunch of proposals for small business that include allowing us to pool together for health care coverage, negotiate, change the tax system, and really give small business owners a chance to compete so we can continue to hire people and keep this economy moving.
And I think that's very important, and I'd very much like to see that done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I want to emphasize, too, you know, that of all the Democratic candidates, you have by far the best stance on Israel.
You know, I believe I do because it comes from my heart. You know, I've always been a strong supporter of Israel. I feel that the recognition of Israel's right to exist is essential before we start talking about trading things for peace and whatnot. I mean, you can't negotiate with people who want to drive you into the sea.
Yeah.
So I'm very strong on Israel, and I also believe that there is a battle of ideas that we talked about before. We have to start talking about all the good things that Israel does, because it is an incredible country. I was just there. It's amazing. And when I go to Congress, I want to be a spokesperson for that. And, you know, let's change the dynamic where folks don't always see war when they think about Israel. Let's look at the medical, the scientific, the technical breakthroughs that go on in Israel, the Nobel Peace Prize winners in Israel. That's a message that I want to get out.
Yeah, and you know what? You bring up a really good point, because it's really amazing how so many positive things come out of there. And somebody just recently wrote a book highlighting all the important, you know, business and economic things coming out of Israel. And I think it's important that people know that.
I believe my father actually just saw that individual at an APEC meeting.
Cool.
Yeah, and we this is something that we need to focus on, and we need young leaders who want to go in and make that a priority.
Right. Now, people want to, first of all, I want to thank Eric and Sharon for helping get you here today.
Thank you.
And people want to contact your campaign website?
Sure.
Or contact your campaign?
Well, you know what? The best way is to go to ElliotRichardsonforcongress.com. Early voting has started. We can help you get to the polls if you need to do that. And get out there and vote. Let your voices be heard. It's time to take back our government.
And I hope you'll be voting for Elliot Richardson come Election Day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Avi. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.